Thank you, Scotty Saab.
How many hikes are we going to get between now and the end of the year? What do you got on your scorecard here?
Well, I think if you listen to Michelle Bowman just now and you listen carefully to Chairman Powell, and you saw what the Bank of England did with 50 basis points, the Canadians, the Australians, there is still a possibility for one or two more. And at a minimum, Scott, they're not going to be cutting rates, in my view, as far as the eye can see into 2024. My guess is they'll just have to hold it where it is. The reason for that is Powell was very firm. The committee was very firm after the last meeting and in the press conference. 2% is sacrosanct. They're not going to give up on trying to achieve that target. They're not comfortable yet that we've gotten far enough in the right direction. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
But they just paused. But they just paused. I hear everything you're saying, but then why didn't they just hike?
Well, I think he was honest about that. They were honest about it. What they want to do is get a feeling for how this current constraint in the credit side, as driven by the banks, might affect the system. But already, I think you can tell, and you just had some very good people on who are quite bullish about the economy. And I don't see any problem with it. I could have argued both sides at the last meeting, but I have no problem with their having paused. But I do expect them to do a little bit more.
Would you have voted to pause?
I could have argued both sides, Scott.
I know, but we don't do both sides. Come on, Richard.
No,
what would you have done?
Remember, I was viewed as one of the hawks, right? And part of that is because doves are members of the pigeon family. I don't want to be anybody's pigeon. But I was viewed as a hawk. Yes, I would have voted to take a look, pause, see what happens. And also, I would have left the door open for at least two more votes.
Now, you cite the economy, and I think it's probably, I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is the economy stronger today than you expected it would be after 500 basis points of hikes?
I am not surprised that it is as strong as it is. And the reason is because the employment data is still incredibly strong. And as long as you have people with jobs, they consume. And the consumption drives our economy. Manufacturing is already in a recession. It's only 17% of our economy. I say this over and over and over again. It's driven by consumption, by the service sector. As long as we have people that are fully employed as they are, as long as we have more people looking for people to work than people willing to go to work or able to go to work, then we're going to have decent consumption. It will have positive economic growth. And I'm not surprised by how the economy has reacted.
Well, let me ask you this. How would you counter the comment that you hear some making that the Fed is just looking at all of this wrong? They're looking behind them rather than what's really in front of them. That maybe the labor market is just different post-pandemic, and their traditional methodology and all the things that they've been groomed to look at for the last 2 to 3 decades of their careers just don't work anymore. The economy is different. The labor market is different. The pandemic screwed everything up. So let's get with the program. Inflation's coming down a lot faster than they want to admit. How would you counter that?
I would say that the people that make that criticism don't understand how the Federal Reserve works. They don't give enough credit for the capacity for the Fed staff and for the open market committee members and participants to interpret what's going on in the economy. And I think it's a argument that falls on deaf ears.